Hope you all are having an amazing week. I know we are at Team Bull. We've had some really good trades this week. But before we get started on this recap, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, click that thumbs up button, and click that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Let's get right into this. The first trade of the week that I can remember is this SQ bounce. And I had on my watch list to watch SQ around this 97.5 area for a bounce. And this was on Monday, as you can see here. This is the 5-minute chart. And that area, all that area was a simple support level. It had, respected this a couple of times. I really like this level. We pulled back right off the opening. The opening candle come down and touched this. We took some calls right here. Had this nice move back up. I was well out of this before we broke above this. Very nice trade. Yes, I did paper hand this, but, I locked in profits. I'm happy with the results. If you'd held this 15 minutes later, this could have been a 100% plus trade. Very nice profits for a day trade. Another trade I took this week was this BA bounce. Another support level at 144.5. It did fall through it, but one reason I held through this trade, my original stop loss was at 140, but what I seen on SPX was a solid support level coming up, and this just so happened to hit this support. This so happened just hit support before the SPX did. I said, well, I'm at least going to give it till SPX hits support, and let's see what it does there. As you can see, it hits bounce, then continues on. Turned into a very nice trade. A lot of people asking me why I held on to this through my stop loss, and that's the reason. It was worth the risk to me. I wasn't too heavy in this trade. I wasn't worried about it. Had decent profits for the day. I was willing to risk my profits for this trade. Had high conviction in it. Another trade we took this week, I did call this out inside Team Bull Discord. I said I'm watching Walmart above 153 for call options for a scalp. Scalps are a trade that lasts seconds to minutes. Sometimes it can turn into a day trade if you know how to manage that sort of trade. But anyways, I took a little early entry in this trade than what I give in my channel inside Team Bull. I entered this trade right here. And if you can see this trend line I drew, that's the reason. Had a little increase in volume. Keep in mind, Walmart's not something that has crazy volume all the time, but you can see the increase there. Especially if you look at the 1 minute. This is a 5 minute. Anyways, had a nice move up, nice break through that resistance. As you can see, it was a very nice day trade. Small account friendly. In this trade, the contracts were under $100 per contract. So if your account was $100, you could have took this trade with one contract and had a nice gainer. Another trade we took on Walmart, which happened today, we took this bounce at this 151.7. Well, I didn't personally take it. Some members in Team Bull did. I believe I was in another trade when this triggered. This is just a nice support area on Walmart. Had respected this a few times. Come down. You would have purchased calls in this area here and took this move back up. Worked out really nicely. Members did really well off this trade. Okay, let's talk about a trade that I personally took today on Apple. I didn't handle this trade as well as I'd like, and I want to tell you what I did wrong so maybe you can learn from this. Anyways, we took this break. Yes, I made money from this trade, but I should have did one or two things. I should have held until we failed this 9 EMA, or I should have waited on this retest here before I entered this trade. Anyways, we broke on the opening 5-minute candle. I was watching it above 160 for 162.5 call options. So we took this trade. We got in here, had a nice move up. I took some profits up here. Most of my position was gone. But then we pulled back, and I sold the remainder. Just had a little bit of a loss. I still was in the green, but I should have held until we failed this 9 EMA, or I should have been more patient. And once I seen it was holding strength when the rest of the market was falling, I should have waited on this retest and took this move here. But, I'm going to document this trade. It just goes to show you everyone makes mistakes. I did stop out. I didn't let it get away from me, but I definitely could have handled this trade better. No doubt about it. Another trade I took today was on AMD. I traded AMD twice, actually, and I'll go over both of them. But I took it short. I seen we got below this 9 EMA. I seen NVIDIA, another stock in the same sector, was falling as well. Weakness. So I said, okay, we're showing weakness. We're below this support. We're below the 9 EMA. My bounce level was at 994.2. And we had some room. I said, okay, I'm going to take some puts here and play this to the downside. I called this out live in Team Bull on voice chat. Took some puts. Had a nice move down. A very nice trade. Then when we come down here, I picked up some calls and I took this bounce here. It was a nice scalp. both these trades worked out. Keep in mind, I treat these bounces as scalps. This was actually considered a scalp, even though I did get a much better return for my money than 10%. The last trade that I took this week, which was today, was on SPY. And I said, I'm going to take SPY short below this 416.13. As you can see here, we had this move down. We kind of come down, built somewhat of a little support here. Come back up, retested this 20 SMA, pushed back off. I seen the sellers get back in control here. A nice selling volume coming up. I entered on this candle here, I believe it was. Maybe it was this retest. It was in this area right here anyways. Took this move down. A very nice trade. I didn't have quite the position size I would on a normal day, given that it's FOMC meeting day. I trade lighter during these weeks. I tend to trade lighter during earnings week altogether. But that pretty much sums up my trades for the week. If you have any questions about these, feel free to reach out to me. If you're looking to further your education in trading stocks, my May mentorship is now open. You can go to my website, grizzlytrades.com, or you can just go to my YouTube link in bio, click there. Yeah, check it out. I got a post telling you all about it. I appreciate you all for watching, and I will catch you next time.